Hello everyone, how are you today? I've got two pieces of paper. They're both exactly the same and they're big bits, but they don't need to be big bits. And I've got a pair of scissors that I'm going to need to begin with. So I have put my two pieces of paper together and now I am going to fold the corner of one corner down. So I have folded this corner down there because what I'm trying to make is two squares. I don't want rectangles, I need squares to make this. So I'm then cutting along the line. So I'm cutting along that line at the bottom. You may need to get your grown-up or your big brother or sister to help you do this, or perhaps you've got some square paper to start with. So now I've got two square pieces of paper that are exactly the same. And I'm going to put one down and keep an eye on it so I don't lose it. And I'm going to work with this one. And where I've got that fold across, I'm going to fold it to make my square into a triangle. Can you see that? I've got a triangle. Then I'm going to take this bit and I'm going to fold it up. So can you see that bit that was down there? I folded up like that. It's a bit of a funny shape, isn't it? It's a triangle with a triangle bit. Then I'm going to turn it over. Okay? So now we're working on this side and I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to take that bottom triangle and put it up like that. Okay? So it was like this. That's that bit I folded in on that side. Fold it in half. Okay? So I've got a bit that looks like that on that side and a bit that looks like this on this side. Then what I'm going to do is, on the bit that looks like this, I'm going to open it up. Oh, can you see I've got something that looks a bit like a rocket shape or a triangle person with 2 feet. And it's on that side it looks like that, and on this side it looks like that. And that's what we want it to look like. All right, so what we did, we started with our square and we folded our square in half. All right, so we had a triangle. We then moved a bit of paper over like that to make that triangle shape. And every time we moved a bit, we made the folds, all right? Then we turned it over to the flat triangle bit and put the top bit and the bottom bit together. Now, that side we don't want to work on, we want to work on this side. Then we just flapped that down and we got this shape. Now I'm going to put that shape down there to keep it safe, and I'm going to take our other square and I'm going to fold that in the middle so it's a triangle, and then I'm going to fold it in the middle again so that it's a smaller triangle. So we started with a square, we folded it in half and made a big triangle, then we folded it in half again and we got a smaller triangle. Then I'm going to take this little bit at the top and I'm going to fold it down like that. So it looks a little bit like a mountain with snow on the top. So then what I'm going to do is I've got this shape and I've got this shape. And I'm going to turn this one upside down so that top bit is on the bottom. And then I put it in there. And do you know what I've made? I've made a triangle. And all I need to do is find myself a little bit of string and some sticky tape, and I can stick my string on my sticky tape and then onto the top of my star and I can shine my star out bright. Now, this is a really easy way to make a star, but you might need your grown-up to give you a hand. But why are we making stars today? We're making stars today because we've been talking about a man called Abraham in some of our readings. The grown-ups in church have been listening to stories about Abraham. And Abraham lived a long time ago. A long time even before Jesus was born. And Abraham matters to us because Abraham was the first person who believed in God and knew there was only one God. Before Abraham, people believed in God, but they thought there were lots of different gods who did different things. And Abraham realized there was only one God who did everything. God who had made everything, who loved everything and looked after everything and cared about everything. And everything includes us. And that's the God that we believe in. We believe in the God of Abraham. Now, Abraham lived to be very old, and his wife Sarah was very old too. But the two of them never had a child, and they were very old. And one day God said to Abraham, have a look up into the sky and see if you can see how many stars there are up there. Now, we've only made one star, so our star is easy to count. But Abraham was in the desert, and when he looked up into the sky, he saw stars and stars and stars, more stars than he could possibly ever count. And God said to Abraham, your children and your children's children are going to be more in number. There's going to be more of them than there are stars in the whole sky. But Abraham and Sarah thought that was a bit funny. They had a little bit of a laugh because they were so old, they thought they were never going to have kids. And they didn't have children for a little while. And then one day God came and said, you know, I did mean you're going to have a baby. And they laughed again because they were even older. But do you know what happened? That's right. Abraham and Sarah had a baby. And that baby grew up and got married and had children. And those children grew up and got married and have children. And those children are spread all over the world. And everybody who believes in the God of Abraham, and that's all of us that believe in Jesus, and all the Jews, and all the Muslims, we are all part of Abraham's family. We all come from Abraham. And we all believe that there's only one God, and that God is the same God for the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims. And that God made everything. That God makes everything. That God has always loved everything and always will love everything. And that's our God. So perhaps we should make lots of stars today to remind ourselves about Abraham's God, who is our God. Do you think you could learn how to make a star? You may know other ways of making stars, and you could show each other how to make stars. I've made a big one, but you can make little ones if you use 2 little stars to do it like this. So let's share what we can do with stars and remember that God made everyone and God loves everyone. So I'm going to say bye for now, and I'll see you later. Bye.